Welcome to Chat English, where we teach you the real English you need for your messages and everyday life. Look at this text on your screen. I am fine, with a smiley face. It is 11 p.m., you are completely exhausted, feeling totally alone, and when a friend texts to ask how things are, even though you are crying, you delete your real feelings and type that fake smiley face instead.
I am so guilty of this because just last week I was incredibly anxious about my work. My stomach was in absolute knots, but when my mom texted to check in, I just sent a thumbs up emoji because I did not have the words to explain the mess in my head.
Today, we will quickly review polite check-ins, but then I will give you the exact copy-paste phrases to use when you are not fine, so you never have to feel isolated in English again.
I think this is something every single person watching right now can relate to. We all use our phones all day long, sending dozens or even hundreds of messages, but so much of it is just surface level. Let us talk about those standard, polite check in texts first. What do we usually type when someone asks, "How are you?"
Well, the most common ones are almost like automatic reflexes. Someone texts, "Hey, how's it going?" And without even thinking, our thumbs type out, "I'm good, you?" Or we type, "Not too bad, thanks." Or maybe if we want to sound a little bit tired but still polite, we say, "Surviving," or "Hanging in there."
Hanging in there. I use that one all the time. It gives the impression that you are busy or working hard, but it doesn't actually invite the other person to ask any deep questions. It's a very safe phrase. You're hanging in there like a cat on a branch. You're not falling, but you're not exactly relaxing either.
Exactly. It's safe. And there's a time and a place for safe, polite English. If your coworker texts you on a Tuesday morning to ask about a project and says, "Hey, how are you doing today?" you probably should just say, "I'm good, thanks, just finishing up the report." You don't want to trauma dump on your coworker in the middle of a busy workday. Small talk has a purpose. It keeps the wheels of society moving smoothly.
That makes sense. We need those polite phrases because we cannot be deeply emotional with every single person we interact with. But the problem starts when we use those exact same polite, distant phrases with our best friends or our partners or our family members.
We treat the people closest to us like coworkers. We just send them a quick, "I'm fine," and then we put the phone down and feel completely empty.
Empty is the perfect word for it. And we don't just use words to hide how we feel, we use punctuation and emojis as masks. Have you ever noticed how people will type a really stressful sentence but then put LOL at the end of it?
Oh, absolutely. Like, "I'm so overwhelmed and I might lose my job, LOL." Why do we do that? Why do we laugh out loud at our own pain in a text message?
We do it to protect the other person. We don't want to seem heavy. We don't want to be a burden. So we type LOL to say, "Hey, I'm suffering, but don't worry, you don't have to fix it. It's just a joke." Or we use that upside down smiley face emoji. It's the universal symbol for "my life is falling apart, but I'm pretending everything is normal."
The upside down smiley face is the modern mask. You're smiling, but your world is literally flipped upside down. It's funny, but it's also a little bit heartbreaking when you really think about it. We have all these tools to communicate. We have these incredibly powerful computers in our hands, but we use them to tell lies. Friendly lies, but still lies.
But Dave, this brings up something really profound. Why are we so afraid to say, "I actually need help"? Are we losing real connection because we want our lives to look perfect on our screens?
That's a very deep question, Jessica. It really is the paradox of our time. We have hundreds of contacts in our phones. We follow thousands of people online. We can instantly message someone on the other side of the planet, but at 2 in the morning, when you're lying in bed and your chest feels heavy and you're staring at the ceiling, you scroll through that massive list of contacts and you feel like there's absolutely no one you can text.
You feel like you have to be the strong one all the time. Society tells us that we should be positive, we should hustle, we should always be moving forward. So when we're having a bad day or a bad week or even a bad year, we feel ashamed. We think we're the only ones failing. So we sugarcoat our reality.
Wait, sugarcoat. What does it mean to sugarcoat something? I hear people say that, but I'm not exactly sure how to use it. To sugarcoat something means to make something bad seem less serious or more pleasant than it really is. Think about a bitter pill. Medicine tastes terrible, right? So the pharmacy puts a sweet layer of sugar on the outside of the pill so you can swallow it easily. You are coating it in sugar. In conversation, when you sugarcoat your feelings, you are hiding your bitter sadness under a sweet, polite, fake smile so other people can swallow your feelings without feeling uncomfortable.
That is a brilliant way to explain it. We sugarcoat our bad days. We do not want our friends to taste the bitterness of our stress, so we send a sweet little text. We say, "Oh, just a bit tired today," when the truth is we have been crying in the bathroom. We are terrified of ruining the vibe.
Exactly. And that fear of ruining the vibe is what keeps us isolated. But true friendship, real connection, cannot exist if everything is sugar-coated. Real connection requires vulnerability. It requires taking off the mask and saying, I am not okay.
But how do we do that in English, especially for our viewers who are learning this language? It is hard enough to express complex emotions in your native language. When you have to do it in English, it feels like climbing a mountain. You worry about your grammar, you worry about using the wrong word, you worry about sounding too dramatic.
That is exactly why we are giving you these phrases today. I want everyone watching to know that you do not need perfect, complex grammar to express deep emotions. You just need a few honest phrases. Let us start with how to gently reach out when you're struggling. Sometimes you don't want to drop a huge emotional bomb on your friend. You just want to dip your toe in the water and see if they're available.
Dipping your toe in the water, testing the temperature before you jump in. I like that. What is a good phrase for that?
You can text this. I have been having a hard time lately. Are you free to chat sometime this week?
I have been having a hard time lately. That's really gentle. It's honest, but it's not demanding. You're not saying, call me right this second. You're giving them a window of time.
Notice the structure there. I have been having. We use this when an emotion or a situation started in the past and is still happening right now. It's a continuous feeling. You can also say, I have been feeling really down recently, or I've been feeling a bit overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed. That is a very powerful word. Can you break that down for our friends listening? What exactly does it feel like to be overwhelmed?
Imagine you're standing in the ocean and a massive wave crashes over your head. You can't breathe, you can't see. The water is pushing you down from all sides. That's what being overwhelmed feels like mentally. You have too much work, too much stress, too many worries, and your brain simply cannot process all of it. You're buried under the weight of it all.
That is exactly how I felt last week with my work. I was completely overwhelmed. The emails kept coming, the deadlines were changing, and I felt like I was drowning. If I had known how to text my mom and say, I have been feeling overwhelmed, maybe she could have helped me. Instead, I just sent that thumbs up.
It takes courage to admit you're overwhelmed, but when you do, it gives the other person permission to help you. Now, what if you're feeling bad, but you don't actually want to talk about your problems? Sometimes you just want your friend to distract you. You want to laugh.
Oh, I do this all the time. Sometimes talking about the problem just makes the problem feel bigger. You just want to escape for an hour. How do we ask for that in a text?
You can send something like this. I've been feeling pretty stressed today. Do you have any funny stories to distract me? Or you can say, I'm having a tough day. Can we talk about something totally random?
I love that. Can we talk about something totally random? It's such a clear instruction. It tells your friend, hey, I'm sad, but please do not ask me why. Just tell me about the weird thing your dog did today. It takes the pressure off both people.
It really does. Clear communication is a gift. You're telling them exactly what you need. And speaking of clear communication, if you're finding these exact phrases helpful for your daily life, take a quick second to subscribe to the channel right now. We make videos like this every single week to help you connect with people using natural, real-life English, and we'd love to have you join our Chat English family.
Yes, please join us. Now, Jessica, let's go a level deeper. What if you do want to talk about it? What if the problem is so heavy that a distraction won't work?
You need to vent. You need to let the emotions out.
If you need to deeply vent, you should probably do it on a phone call or in person rather than typing a huge wall of text. So you can text this phrase: I'm really struggling with some things right now. Do you have the emotional capacity for a phone call later?
Wow, do you have the emotional capacity? That is incredible. It is so respectful. You are recognizing that your friend might also be having a bad day, and you are asking if they have the energy to listen before you just start complaining.
Exactly. Emotional capacity means having the mental and emotional energy to take on someone else's problems. If your friend is also overwhelmed, they might not have the capacity to help you that day, and that is okay. By asking first, you are being an amazing friend. You are not demanding their time, you are requesting a safe space.
This is so practical. I want everyone watching to actually use this. In fact, let us pause right now. I want you to think of one friend you have not spoken to in a while. Maybe someone who moved to a different city or someone you just lost touch with. I want you to pick up your phone and text them right now. Just say, thinking of you today. No pressure, no big questions, just a simple connection. You have no idea how much a text like that can change someone's entire day.
That is a beautiful idea, Dave. Sometimes the smallest texts have the biggest impact. When you send a text that says thinking of you, you are telling that person that they exist in your mind, even when they are not in the room. That is a profound kind of love.
So, we've talked about how to reach out when you are hurting, but what happens when the situation is reversed? What happens when you are sitting on your couch watching television and suddenly your phone lights up with a text from your best friend? And the text says, I am really struggling right now. I've been crying all morning.
That is a scary moment for a lot of people. When we see someone we love in pain, our immediate human reaction is panic. We want to stop the pain immediately. We want to fix the problem so they will be happy again.
Yes, I am a fixer. If someone tells me they are stressed about money, I immediately start typing out a budget plan for them. If they say they're sad about a breakup, I start telling them why their ex was terrible and how they will find someone better tomorrow. But sometimes I notice that my fixing actually makes them pull away. They stop texting back. Why is that?
Because most of the time when people reach out in pain, they do not want a mechanic to fix their life. They want a mirror to validate their pain. When you jump straight into giving advice, you are actually shutting down their emotions. And worse, sometimes we use what psychologists call toxic positivity.
Toxic positivity? How can being positive be toxic? Positivity is supposed to be a good thing, right?
Positivity is great when things are going well, but toxic positivity is when you force someone to be happy when they are going through a genuine tragedy. It's when someone texts you, my dog just died, and you reply, well, look on the bright side, at least you can get a new puppy. Or they say, I lost my job, and you reply, everything happens for a reason, just smile.
Oh, wow. Hearing you say those out loud makes me cringe. When you say, look on the bright side, you are basically telling the person that their sadness is annoying and they need to stop feeling it immediately. You are invalidating their reality.
Exactly. You are refusing to sit in the dark with them. You are turning on the harsh lights and telling them to perform happiness for you. So instead of toxic positivity, what we need to do in English is called holding space.
Holding space. That sounds beautiful, but I am not entirely sure I grasp the practical meaning. What does it actually mean to hold space for someone in a text message conversation?
Holding space means you create a safe, non judgmental container for their emotions. You do not try to fix the problem. You do not try to distract them. You do not judge them. You simply sit beside them in their sadness and let them know they are not alone. You are holding a safe space for their heart to be messy.
I love that. A safe space for their heart to be messy. How do we communicate that through a text? What are the exact words we can use to hold space?
The most powerful words are often the simplest. You can simply say, I'm so sorry you are going through this, or that sounds incredibly heavy.
That sounds incredibly heavy. It's validating the weight of their problem. You are agreeing that their life is hard right now. You are not trying to make it light.
Right. And you can use conditional phrases to offer support without pressure. You can say, if you need to talk, I'm here. Notice that grammar. If you need to talk, you are giving them the choice. Or you can say, if you want company, I can come over. If you just want to sit in silence, we can do that too.
If you want company, I can come over. It's offering a specific action but leaving the door open for them to say no. You are putting the control back in their hands, which is so important when someone feels overwhelmed and out of control.
Exactly, Dave. And there is one golden phrase, this is a text message, that can completely revolutionize your friendships. When a friend texts you a long paragraph complaining about their day, their boss, their life, you reply with this: do you want comfort or solutions?
Do you want comfort or solutions? That is genius. You are directly asking them what kind of support they need and not exact moment.
Yes, because sometimes they do want solutions. Sometimes they want you to help them write an angry email to their boss. But a lot of the time, they just want comfort. They just want you to say, wow, your boss sounds awful. I am so sorry. You deserve better. By asking comfort or solutions, you never say the wrong thing.
I am going to start using that phrase today. It takes all the guesswork out of being a good friend. You do not have to be a mind reader. You just ask.
Communication really is the ultimate act of care. When you learn how to text someone properly, you are building a bridge between two islands. And that is really the core of what we are talking about today. It's not just about English vocabulary, it's about using this beautiful language to make sure nobody has to suffer alone.
It is so easy to fall into the trap of the fake happy mask. We wake up, we put on our professional clothes, we put on our professional smiles, and we text our professional lies. We say, I'm fine, everything is great, hanging in there. But underneath all of that, we are all just human beings trying to figure out this complicated world. We all get tired, we all get lonely.
And if you are listening to this right now and you are feeling tired or lonely, I want you to really hear this. You do not have to hide. Your struggles do not make you weak, they make you human. You do not have to perform for anyone. You are allowed to be messy, you are allowed to be overwhelmed, and you are absolutely allowed to ask for help.
Yes, you are. And I think learning a language is actually a very similar journey. When you were learning English, you often feel vulnerable. You feel like you are making mistakes. You feel foolish when you pronounce something wrong. You feel like everyone else is fluent and you are falling behind. You look at other people's perfect English highlight reels and you compare your messy reality to them.
But learning English is not about being perfect. It's not about taking a grammar test and getting 100%. It's about connection. It's about having the words to look at another human being, maybe someone from a completely different culture, and say, I understand you. I see you. I am here for you. Every time you learn a new phrase, like the ones we talked about today, you are building a new bridge.
Let's do a really quick recap of those bridges, those core phrases so they stick in your mind. Remember, if you are struggling, you can gently say, I've been having a hard time lately, or I've been feeling a bit overwhelmed.
If you need to vent, you can ask, do you have the emotional capacity for a phone call? And if your friend is the one hurting, you hold space by saying, that sounds incredibly heavy. Or you ask the golden question, do you want comfort or solutions?
Beautiful. I wish that every single person watching this right now feels a deep sense of peace in their heart today. I wish that you find the courage to take off the fake smiley face mask, and that when you do, you find friends who hold space for you with open arms.
Whether you're watching this from Brazil, from Japan, from Europe, the Middle East, or anywhere else in this big, beautiful world, we are sending you a massive hug today. We see your effort, we see your hard work, and we are so proud of the journey you are on. Do not give up. Keep practicing, keep connecting, keep being brave.
We want to hear from you in the comments. Who is the one person in your life that you can be 100% honest with when you are having a bad day? What makes them such a good listener? Let's fill the comments with gratitude for those people. Use this sentence to practice your English. I appreciate them because, and then tell us your story.
Reading your stories is always the highlight of our week. If you found this conversation helpful, please share it with a friend. Maybe send it to that person you just thought of. And if you want to know the difference between polite small talk with a coworker and deep talk with a best friend, click the video on your screen right now where we break down casual versus polite English.
Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with us today. We appreciate you more than you know.
Have a wonderful, honest, and connected week, everyone. Remember to be kind to yourself today. See you in the next episode.